It's corn picking time!
At September's end, the Tack news team took photographers, videographers, reporters, and editors down several dusty gravel roads to capture the family work of Buena Vista University sophomore Ryan Frederick. The Fredericks are farmers and have been since 1960 when Marlin, Ryan's grandfather, took over his father's small business. Marlin is 72 years old now and still farming like he's 30. His son Todd, Ryan's father, is 45 years old and is currently the primary director of the farm. Ryan Frederick, just 19, has aspirations to take over the business the second he graduates from BVU in under 2 years. The Tack takes an in-depth look at the story of a farming family right next door in Alta, Iowa.
Well, we don't wear a wedding ring or any jewelry on our fingers just because of safety. A lot of people have had their fingers ripped off because the ring don't come right off. The finger stays on the ring and gets pulled off. So
if you jump off of something and hang on, your ring will hold you up there, but it'll tear your finger off. And people have done it.
So that's why it looks like we're not married. We're all single. I'm Todd Frederick.
Ryan Frederick.
Marlin Frederick, and I'm the grandpa of this group. I got my first self-propelled combine in 1965, and I paid $6,500 for it. That was the combine and the head. And now the combine alone is, what, $250,000?
At least.
And then the head is another $60,000 for the corn head, and the bean head is another $40,000. So you got over $300,000 tied up just in your harvest machine.
Ryan is quick to point out that a farmer's job doesn't just happen during harvest. There's work that needs to be done all year round.
There's always something to do, cleaning up equipment, getting ready for spring. You gotta always haul corn to town or something in the winter, so there's stuff to do year round.
When asked where school falls in his future plans and priorities, Ryan gives an honest answer.
I'm ready to quit whenever he's ready to start.
And you're ready to start whenever you get done with college?
I'm ready to start before that, but I figure I better finish. So, well, Dad says I got to get a 4-year degree, and I suppose it's a good thing, so I have something to fall back on just in case, anything happens. They tell me school is supposed to come first, and it's supposed to, but I get my work done, and I get it done good, and I do as much farming as I can. I don't mind going to college, really. It's just, I'd like to be here all the time, but really I don't think I miss out on a whole lot. I see my friends at night, and that's when everything happens, I guess. Whenever I graduate college, so Grandpa can retire, I'm supposed to be next in line, and I just grown up around it, and really it's, I guess, all I want to do,
I just told him today, do you remember when you were so small, you laid across the seat in the combine with your legs across my lap, and he'd fall asleep in the combine. He was that small when he was in there, and he's rode with me all these years, combining, planting, whatever.
They do math problems in the dust, in the cab.
We got to know each other pretty well.
When he was little, he always played with tractors and wagons and combines and whatever in the house, and his big thing was taking rolls of toilet paper, and they were like round bales. So he'd haul a bunch of rolls of toilet paper around, and that was his round bales.
Got to use your imagination.
It's easy to see what life is like now, but Marlin reflected on how much the game has changed since he first started.
Oh, it's unbelievable how much it's changed, from the old tractors to the nice tractors to no cabs to nice air-conditioned cab, and there's so many changes, it's unbelievable.
What's your newest piece of equipment and your oldest piece of equipment?
Well, we got an old B John Deere that's a 1951, and the newest...
Newest is either the combine or the loader tractor at home.
Oh, the loader tractor, we just got that, yeah, that's the newest.
With modern technology, these farmers are much more comfortable in their equipment than they were 40 years ago. Although radios have been featured in combine cabs for quite some time, Marlin says they still don't use it much.
You listen to the machine all day long, and you know exactly how the machine is running from the sound. If there's something wrong with it, you'll know it.
Saturdays we always listen to the football game, Iowa State game. That's about the only time we have the radio on, I guess.
You said it's a 2-seater. Have you ever brought your wife, or I don't know if you have a girlfriend, have you ever been in there? And did the woman stay out of the field?
His girlfriend's been in, my wife's been in, and everybody gets to ride. Combine has 2 seats now, and all the new tractors have 2 seats, so it's really nice. You always have somebody with you if you want, and they're comfortable when they're in there.
All three men sport matching belts that house their newest form of field communication.
We had these radios before cell phones were invented. We got new radios last year. They're so nice, you don't have to dial somebody up or anything, you just touch it and talk. Running machinery is just so nice to pick it up and talk to your fellow workers.
No matter what technology exists, Mother Nature can't be controlled. The recent drought that has ravaged the Midwest has left the Fredericks praying for rain.
We're one large wind away from really a train wreck.
This is the worst one I can remember. There was only one time as bad, and that was in 1956. My dad didn't get any corn that year. This is the worst since then.
The one smell we don't ever want to see is fire, smoke, and try to avoid that.
Well, back about 2 years ago, when we didn't really turn a wheel until about November 1st, meaning doing anything in the field, that was very stressful because a lot of people got a salary job. They know exactly what they're going to make. Our money is in the field here. We don't know what we make until we actually get it in, put it in the bin, haul it to town.
Rain or shine, working on a farm is often dangerous. All three shared stories about various injuries they've accumulated while working, as well as how they've had to play Good Samaritan from time to time.
The cups caught my finger, took it underneath the guide, almost cut my finger off, but they just stitched it up.
We were changing the tires on one of the tractor, and the tractor fell off the jack, and luckily one of these guys said, "Quick, get out of the way," and I got out of there before it fell on me, but it was definitely a scary moment.
I seen some baby coons on top of the roof one day. I got up there to catch one, and I caught the coon, but I slid off the roof and landed on the fence. I probably broke a couple ribs that day.
Well, one day we had the pickup start on fire when you're going to water the cows. And another day we had to pull a lady out of the ditch that flipped upside down.
The car was upside down, the car was still running, and she was out. So we cut her seatbelt and drug her out before the car started on fire.
Through all the cuts and bruises, bad weather, and a fluctuating economy, the Frederick family only seems to be growing closer together. Marlon, in particular, is fast approaching a big milestone.
How long have you been married?
It'll be 50 years this November. She puts up with a lot because late nights and short of money sometimes, all those kind of things. So she's put up with a lot.
Close-knit as can be, the Frederick boys joke about the multitude of John Deere equipment they proudly own and use.
We do kind of prefer green, as you can see.
I've always taught my kids, if it's red, leave it in the shed. If it's green, let it be seen. And that's kind of a good rule to go by,
I think that was one of my first sentences, actually, when I first learned to talk. I still believe it.
They're terrific to work with. We all get along. We never fight. We just got a good relationship.
There's been a lot of good days. There's nothing better than raising a family on the farm, being your own boss, good yields, good landlords, good people to work with, trustworthy people to be around. Farm's a good place to be.
We greatly appreciate the Frederick family for inviting us into their fields, and we'd also like to thank you for listening to the